Welcome back, art friends. Today we are going to work on a St. Patrick's Day or Irish themed painting. You're gonna need gold and then a couple different colors of green. Now I only had 2 colors of green, so I did about 50-50 green and yellow and about 25-75 green and yellow, and I will mix those up. The gold that I'm using, it's a folk art brand. It's called Bright Gold, and it was like $2, so not too bad at all. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my medium flat brush, and the 3 brushes I'm going to use is my medium small, medium round, medium flat. Don't forget to have a cup of water handy and a paint rag. And I am just going to paint some straight lines across. Now you might want these straight lines to be nice and neat. I kind of like mine to be a little bit more sketchy. So I'm just going to paint a couple of straight lines across, trying to keep them nice and neat and even as they go across. And I am going to make them about an inch to an inch and a half tall. I use an 11 by 14 canvas. I'm just going to fatten these guys up. Then I will let this gold dry before I add on my shamrock and my polka dots. Now that my background is dry, I forgot to tell you that you're going to need white and either black paint or a Sharpie. But now that my background's dry, I'm going to take my medium round brush and I'm going to create my shamrock. I'm making a 4-leaf clover. You can make it a shamrock by making 3 of these instead of 4. But what this is with the 4-leaf clover or a shamrock, you make hearts. Okay, and you can make your hearts white, or if you want to add a little bit of green to them, you can make them a really light color. So I'm gonna add green so you guys can see it a little bit better. My preference would be straight white. And you're gonna make these to where they all come together in one area. And if you need to rotate your canvas to make this a little bit easier, that's fine as well. Now when you have all those done, you're gonna fill it in with the color of your choice, whether you did a light green like I did, or if you did just plain white. You're gonna fill these in all the way. Now you can choose to leave it like this, or you can even add a little stem in. And if you're gonna do your little stem, it can go anywhere you want, but it's just a little small little rectangle coming off of one area. Now let's add a little bit of highlight or low light to this. If you did straight white, this is where you can use one of your greens just to kind of add a little bit more interest to your shamrock. So I'm going to do just a little bit of a darker green than what I have my shamrock currently. So I'm mixing my green and my white, and I'm going to just kind of gently outline these hearts. I don't want this to be a full outline. I just want to kind of show where the 4 parts of my 4-leaf clover meet. Wash that brush off. Now this is the fun part. This is where I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to make all of my polka dots around my 4-leaf clover. And I don't have to worry too much about if I hit the 4-leaf clover, because we will be adding a little bit more detail around the edge of the clover, which will help kind of make any mistakes disappear. All right, let's get started. So I'm gonna take my pointer finger and I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna make some polka dots. I love making polka dots with my fingers because I think they make amazing polka dots. And I'm gonna do this with all of my green colors. And as I move away from my 4-leaf clover, I'm gonna have less and less polka dots. I can even use my pinky finger to make some dots so they're a little bit smaller. I can even use like the back of an eraser or the back of my paintbrush to make itty bitty dots. So let's get to dots. Now that all my polka dots are on here, this is the time where if I went over part of my 4-leaf clover I didn't want to go over, I can kind of blend that in. And because I've got the green on the outside edge, if I just redo this border here, any green that I pick up will just add a little bit of interest and also clean up that edge. So I'm not worried if I did that because it looks nice to have those different greens being in there. So I'm going to let this dry, and when we come back, we will add our words. You can put any number of Irish blessings on your canvas. I have several that I love, but I'm going to use a shorter one just because it's going to be a little bit hard to fit in. So the Irish blessing I'm going to use is, may your home be too small to hold your friends. And I'm going to use a black Sharpie with a little bit of a gold highlight. So I'm just going to make my words pretty normal, but be very careful to keep them nice and neat. So may your and then my word home and friends are going to be big and a little bit more funky letters. So after you have your words on there, I just like to take a little bit of a shiny color, like this gold, and add some highlights around my words. And like I said, you can use any words you want. I like to pull up a saying that I find online just so I can kind of see how they lay it out and how the words work. Then I'm just gonna take a little bit of gold and put it on some of my words home and my word friends, just by adding a little bit is going to make it stand out. Now you also see that I put some polka dots. I love dots. If you've ever painted with me before, you know that. So I'm just going to also take the back of my brush and add a little bit of gold to these dots that I made. I can even add some gold dots around my 4-leaf clover, just to kind of help bring that gold in, maybe put some of them on top of some of my greens. And then don't forget that when you are finished, you are going to add your name to your artwork.
be sure that you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you're kept up to date on all of our latest tutorials. And if you decide to paint this picture, the way you can show it to us is to join our Facebook page, Painting with a Purpose, and you can send us your pictures. So make sure you sign your name someplace where you can say it. And as I always say, remember friends, stay creative, stay kind, and stay safe. Have a great day, and may your home be too small to hold all your friends.